This is a small update for the bullet hell game I'm working on in C. I spent the last couple months cleaning up various parts of the code and learning how to create models and animations in Blender. However, the majority of the time was spent trying to figure out how I want to actually create levels for the game. I came up with quite a few level creation methods, however I ended up scrapping most of them. The first method was to have an array of ASCII characters that represented the level. I would pair this array with a specific style to determine how the level would be rendered, like a cave style or a town style. There were a few issues I had with this. One was that I wanted to have layers of tiles and I didn't want to have multiple ASCII arrays for a single level. I also wanted a lot more control over how each level looked, and writing a super intricate style for almost every level seemed like a bad way to go. So I decided against that method. I then started working on a level editor to place tiles and entities that I could export into a file. I could then load these files as a level during the game. I was pretty proud of how this tool was actually turning out. However, I realized that I had been spending a lot of time working on level editing tools instead of actually making the game. The level editor seemed somewhat powerful, however it still had a long ways to go before I could use it in the game. So I decided on an easier approach. I decided to use the program Tiled as my de facto level editor. I could sketch out a level in Tiled, export it into an XML file, and then read these files into the game. Writing an XML parser for the game was a little bit of a pain. However, it gives me a lot of freedom when sketching out levels. I will probably keep using this method going forward. I also spent a decent amount of time learning how to export animations in Blender. I wanted to be able to export these animations in 8 directions for the game. However, most of the methods I found for doing this seemed very inefficient. So I decided to come up with my own method. I made a tutorial for this method and the link to it is in the description if you're interested. And most importantly, I also now have line rendering. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.